My perception of reality? I wouldn't say my perception of reality is changing and evolving. In terms of possibilities, that changes all the time. But in terms of my perception of reality, why is that changing?
And I was like, yeah, it's ever evolving. It
It's like,
changes. Like
who
the
does
way I
that?
see the world now, I see the world, I perceive the world and interpret the world differently than I did, like, I don't know, in September. So you look at things differently and you learn and you get a different sense of how life is.
You sound very
I laughed because I knew Eric would respond to that. Eric is like, you think about what the world is, you think about how life is.
So in Bali, you don't have to say your type, but feel free to share your type at any time if you feel comfortable. But for people that kind of want to a little bit more distinctly define that, with SI and E, typically when they think about reality, it will have a connection to its past.
Because they use introverted sensing, what they think of as real is their personal experiences. What have I seen before? What have I lived through? What have I learned before? There's so many different directions my life can go if I try new things, explore what I'm interested in, different unexpected things pop into my life. I'm really curious what surprises, what unexpected insights and lessons are going to pop up from what I experience, what I live through next.
I guess what Inbal is kind of explaining is when someone is talking about an ever-evolving reality, it's somebody like with NISE who has more of a perspective with what's happening today and how reality will continue to evolve because of the present moment.
I'm seeing the experience now and I can project forward and I can see this experience continuing, and then something new comes in, a new perspective. You're like, oh wait, I see it a little differently. This is now what's going on. And so that's where that ever-evolving thing comes from. Whereas with SINE, it's not, honestly, it's just not thinking about it like that at all. It's a little bit more in terms of a story, a personal story. It's like, these are my experiences. These are the things that have stood out to me and that have shaped who I am today. And there's a lot of different possibilities for where this story can go. It's not really looking at the outside sensory experience and trying to pattern where it's going and sort of what it's all about. It's not really quite like that. It's a little bit more like, hey, everyone's just got a really unique collection of personal experiences, and everyone's story is a little interesting and surprising, and there's a lot of different possibilities for where it can go. You're not going to see them patterning quite the same way.
The reason why this is a funny conversation between Eric and Inbal is because Eric's SI finds it very interesting that NISE can do that, where people have this ever-evolving reality because Eric's SI is very grounded to, well, it happened, what are you talking about? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I remember, it's like one of the patron videos. I took the mistype investigator test like a couple years ago, and now I'm going to recount my experience taking it. But but no, I'm just kidding. No, but when that question came up, I was like, shifting sense of reality? What are you even talking about? Who does that? But now, after knowing like NI and getting to know it a little bit more from different people, it makes a lot of sense. This is a big topic. Like, we're only going to be able to give you a snapshot of it. It's not something you can just pick up a pattern in just this one conversation, but it's a really interesting one. Try to keep your ears out for it more and more.
I feel like the good things that have come from it are really ever evolving. But I don't know, in like losing a lot of my friends or like people who were in my life at the time,